YouTube, and welcome to a single battle I have for you guys today. This battle is kind of like mixed, kind of OU, kind of, I don't know, I said kind of a lot of times just then. It's a mixed OU-ish sort of, kind of, just kind of mixed Pokemon that are kind of strong. I can't stop saying kind of, oh my god. A mixed Pokemon that are pretty strong, and some OUs and stuff. It was a really fun battle, and I hope you guys enjoy it, so let's go. Let's get straight into this battle. She's going to lead straight out with her Mega Charizard Y, and I'm going to lead out with my Sharpedo. I knew it was going to be a Y because she's mono flying, so she couldn't be an X really. So she's going to Mega, and the Drought's going to come out obviously, and it's kind of obvious that she's going to go for Solar Beam because that's all Charizard Ys do anyway. So I'm going to go for the Protect, and she's going to go for the Solar Beam. I knew I could have stayed in, I could have waterfalled, got to my sash, waterfalled again and killed it, but I kind of wanted to just have some fun with my Dragonite, because I had not really used it before, and I always use Sharpedo, so I decided to swap into my Dragonite to see how much it would eat this hit, since it's resisted and I've got the multi-scale. So, you guys, I think Solar Beam's like 100 and something odd power as well, so 100 something base power, and it does nothing. It does like 2 health. I like laughed so hard, I was like, whoa. Also, look, we're all matching, we're both like orange and green winged. I'd never really noticed that they were both exactly the same kind of colour scheme. So she swaps into this Togekiss, probably predicting a Dragon Claw, because I was going to Dragon Claw her, but I decided to go for Knee Speed instead. And I'm just going to go for another, if I go for a Fire Punch there, because it'd be boosted by the Drought. She's going to go for an S-Slash on me, which does a huge amount to me. I wasn't expecting to do that much at all. She's going to swap out, because she knows I'm easily going to be able to kill her with a Knee Speed, and she's going to go back into her Charizard Y, and we're back matching again. So he's going to kind of eat up that E-Speed, well, not that well, but he's going to take that E-Speed, and the Drought is going to go, and it's not going to come back out because it's already swapped in. So he's going to go for an unfire boosted Flamethrower, which is not going to do much to me thanks to the sun being on, and I'm going to go for a much needed Roost, and try and get my multi-scale back up. I'm not sure at what point your multi-scale restores, so I kind of went for a second Roost. I wasn't expecting her to Roost either. I went for a Roost so I could be on full health after he hit me again, but she went for a Roost too, so everyone's kind of roosting. We're all kind of, you know, bitching around with our matching colour schemes and our matching movesets. So she's going to fire off a Flamethrower on me, which isn't going to do much now because I got the multi-scale, and I'm just going to go for a Dragon Claw, hoping that she doesn't swap into Togekiss, whatever it's called. And Dragon Claw does a huge amount, and I go for an E-Speed, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to take it out, and it lives on 1 health. And she goes for a Roost, and I think that happens twice actually. I do a Dragon Claw and E-Speed, and she lives again on 1 health, and I was expecting, because you get that mid-max damage kind of stuff, don't you? So I was expecting it to like maybe kill the second time, but it didn't. So she's going to go for a Roost and get back to full health. And I'm going to go for another Dragon Claw, still hoping she doesn't swap into Togekiss, which she should have done, because then she'd have kept a full health Charizard. And I'm just going to go for another E-Speed, and again it lives on 1 health. And I'm like, oh god damn it. And she goes for a Roost again, and I was getting kind of, you know, fucked off at this point, so I'm just like, fuck this shit, I'm just going to go for 2 Dragon Calls in a row, and really hope she doesn't swap into Togekiss. She's going to go for another Roost and get back to full health, and I'm just going to go for Dragon Claw again, which is going to do way over half, and she's going to go for a Flamethrower, which isn't going to really do much, and then I'm just going to go for another Dragon Claw, and that is going to cost her, because if she'd have Roosted instead of Flamethrower, she'd have lived. And that is the end of her Charizard Y. I don't really like Charizard Y's design that much. Okay, in comes Shiny Crobat. Speaking of things that I don't really like that much, Shiny Crobat is just a no. I just don't like it. It's just so much better purple. Anyway, I'm going to swap out my Dragonite. I was expecting a Taunt, not a Toxic. But it was pretty good that I kind of sacrificed my Crawl into a Toxic and not my Dragonite. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't really. He's gonna go for U-turn. She's gonna go for U-turn, and I was kind of wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to kind of stay in and like taunt me or something. But then again, U-turn was super effective and did do a huge amount to me. So she's gonna swap into her Gliscor into a Crab Hammer. Now I'm really surprised this thing actually lived. I know it's like really physically defensive, and I think that's the only reason it did. If it was an Impish or something, that would have been it. It would not have survived that Crab Hammer. It's gonna get the Toxic Orb and obviously get its health back. She knows I could go for an Aqua Jet, so she's kind of forced to swap out here and swap in a Noivern. Obviously, because Dragon type's going to resist the Aqua Jet, which is a pretty good play on her part, obviously. It's going to frisk out my Focus Sash, but my Focus Sash is useless now anyway since I'm poisoned. And I'm just going to do a decent kind of amount of damage considering it's resisted. I'm going to take that poison damage and I'm going to swap my Crawdon out because I don't really want to die to a poison. And I was kind of predicting maybe like a Draco Meteor or some kind of Dragon type move, but she goes for a Boom Burst instead, which is just as well that I swapped into my Togekiss because she's so defensive. She's so defensive. It's like, what the hell? No wonder I struggle to kill these things. So she's going to swap out and go back into a Crobat, probably trying to scare me out with some kind of poison type move, and I do kind of like get scared out, so I do swap out, and I swap into, I was like, maybe I could get Cursed Body off if I swap into my Jellicent, so I went and swapped straight into my Jellicent, and she does go for a Poison Fang, and I do get the Cursed Body, which is great, and it also doesn't do anything to me because I'm so kind of bulky, and I get my lefties back, and fortunately she doesn't poison me as well, because you kind of get toxic poisoned, you get badly poisoned when Poison Fang like hits you, so that would have been really bad. She's going to make a really good play here and swap into Exeggutor to bounce back the Will-O-Wisp. I wasn't really sure what else to go for. I really should have gone for a Shadow Ball, and I was quite tempted to, and I was like, no, I'll just go for a Will-O-Wisp, and she does swap into Exeggutor, so I really should have gone for a Shadow Ball there, and that would have been a better play, but you know, you win some, you lose some. So she's obviously going to bounce that Will-O-Wisp back onto me, and she's going to have Grass Knot as well. I didn't think Exeggutor would have Grass Knot. I mean, isn't it Flying Psychic? How the hell does it get Grass Knot? But Grass Knot doesn't do as much to me as I was worried that it might do, and I'm able to go for a Shadow Ball, which is going to do well over half, which is great. So I know the next Shadow Ball is easily going to be able to kill it, unless it roosts or something, because it does outspeed me. But instead she goes for a Wish, which I thought was kind of strange, because if she saw that the first one almost killed, and then why would she throw up a Wish unless she had Protect? But it gave me a free chance to recover, and maybe that's what she was predicting, so she thought she'd get a free Wish, but then the second turn she wouldn't be able to kill me, so she's going to go for a Grass Knot, and I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball, and finish off the Exeggutor. So Exeggutor wasn't as much of a problem as I thought it would be. I know Magic Bites can kind of really be a pain sometimes, but I think I handled that quite well. In comes the Togekiss again. This thing is kind of annoying, so I'm going to swap out, because obviously it's going to flinch me left, right and centre since I'm slower. So I'm going to go into my Dragonite, who I know is faster. And she's going to predict a swap and go for a free Roost, which was kind of annoying, because that thing is so hard to kill. I fucking hate it. So I'm going to go for a Fire Punch. It's unstabbed, obviously, and it's the only kind of move I have against this thing, apart from E-Speed. So she's going to go for an Air Slash me and crit me as well, and where were the crits when I needed them? But fortunately I did kind of predict her to do some decent damage to me, so I went for a Roost, and she's going to go for Thunder Wave, and I'm like, shit, how does a Fairy Flying type get Thunder Wave? Although, to be fair, Pointy Pete gets Thunder Wave too, but I never run Thunder Wave on it. Something with Serene Grace and Flinch Hack should not get Thunder Wave. Then I'm going to swap into my Crawdon here, kind of just as like Death Fodder, but she actually goes for a Roost, and I was kind of not really expecting another Roost. I was kind of expecting like her to finish off my Dragonite, so I'm almost going to die to Toxic, but not quite. I just get the live in, and I'm able to just go for an Aqua Jet, because that way I'll know I'll outspeed and get some relatively decent damage off, considering I wasn't expecting Crawdon to actually, you know, be able to get an attack in anyway. So she's going to go for an Aura Sphere and take me out, though anything would have taken me out, to be fair, and I'm going to swap into my Sharpedo. I'm going to go for the Protect, because I really need to ensure that I outspeed this thing, and she's going to go for a Roost, probably predicting my Protect. I don't always like make the predictable Protect, but I felt like I had to here, because it was just, like, you know, the flinches are just not worth it. So now at speed I'm able to go for a Poison Jab, which is going to do a huge amount to that Togekiss. It's going to do well over half. I get it in yellows, and she's going to go for an Aura Sphere on me, which is, you know, would have taken me out, but I'm sashed, so life is good, and I'm able to go for another Poison Jab after the speed boost, and hopefully take out the Togekiss. I think I do. And yep, that's the Togekiss down. I was kind of worried about the Togekiss the whole battle, and when I kind of got past it, I kind of wasn't so worried about the rest of the team. Togekiss was the main kind of threat, and that was what I was scared of, but after this, I didn't really have a problem with any of the others. I'm just going to go for Protect, 'cause I know Crobat's fast, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to outspeed it anyway, but just to be on the safe side, I thought I'd scare out its moves as well. So I have to Protect, got the boost up, and I thought I might as well just go for a Stab Waterfall, because you can get flinches with Waterfall. So I went for the Waterfall. I didn't get the flinch, and she's going to go for a Poison Fang on me, which is obviously going to take me X many on 1 health, and that's my Nibble down. Nibbles does really, really well in these battles, and I'm very proud of her. So I'm going to swap into Dragonite here, because I know I'm able to Extreme Speed and kill this Crobat. Which I do, so that Crobat wasn't a problem. And in comes a Noivern. And she's going to frisk out my weakness policy. I'm going to swap out, because I didn't really know what this thing was going to throw at me. And I go back into Ava in case it's like another Boom Burst or maybe a Dragon Pulse. But she maybe predicts that swap and goes for a Psychic. But the Psychic still doesn't do much to me anyway. And there she goes for a Dragon Pulse. I think she misclicked. And I'm able to go for a Dazzling Gleam and easily take out the Noivern. Because Noivern's got pretty lame-ass defences, I'm pretty sure. I think the way that HP went down was crazy. In comes Gliscor, and Gliscor's going to go for a Rock Slide on me. And I'm quite surprised that that thing outsped me, unless it's Scarfed maybe. I'm going to go for another Dazzling Gleam and just take that thing out. I wasn't really bothered with what I hit it with, because I knew it was going to die anyway. So that was the end of the match, and the end of the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I had fun playing it, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.